The word in Wampanoag for land or earth is aki, but what it translates to is, I am the land is me, meaning we're not inseparable from the land. We are the land. Tidmarsh is one of those places that is of belonging.
Even though we were farming this land, I was looking at this land to see what had it been before anyone farmed and what could it be afterward. It has a spiritual existence and it has a physical existence.
This land is our homeland. The Wampanoag people have been here 10 to 12,000 years. A lot of the young people don't get a chance to go and lay on the ground and grab herring with your hand and bring them in and put them in the basket, and to see how you actually used herring as a fertilizer to feed your family. It's the same with hunting and fishing and how you do venison and things like that. So it is important.
It means everything. It's home. It's something that we care for. Generational knowledge is really important. And the Three Sisters tradition of planting is something that I learned from my aunt, who is a tribal elder, and also Hazel Current, who is also a tribal elder. So I learned it by doing it with them, something that I want to pass on to my children as well. It's very important, I think, to not just receive the knowledge from the elders, but to have a relationship with them when you're receiving that knowledge.
One time, all of what you see here in southern Massachusetts, southeastern Mass, would have been Wampanoag territory. There are a lot of trail systems where we would trade and work and go to gather and forage and hunt. I think Tidmarsh itself, it's just an example of a place that has been somewhat preserved and has had to be restored in many ways. I know it's one of the largest restoration projects in the Northeast. And I think it's just very important when we talk about reciprocity and Indigenous people. Tidmarsh Farms is really, one of those places that's sort of untouched.
For me personally, it's part of my history and my genealogy. My family was Indigenous to that area, so it literally is where my family lived before we were removed and brought down to the plantation. I have a connection with that area in Manomet because my family lived there for thousands of years. And it's also very special just because of the people that are involved in it now and the desire to conserve and protect that area. That's very special because of the types of plants and the ecological makeup of the property. So it's wonderful to be part of that, and it means a lot to us to be able to steward places that we have a connection to.
With Native people, there's no separation between land and us. We are the land is us. So when you strip us of our land, that disconnects us. I don't think people realize that it impacts us. Very important to walk gently on Mother Earth and take care of her because she takes care of us. Some of our relatives who grew up down the street, there's a cemetery there right around the corner from Tidmarsh. We have a burial ground, and that's our responsibility. We want to take care of those relatives in that area as well. We need to honor that and take care of their burial sites.
Rematriation is bringing, again, it's that balance. It's bringing back and giving back what was lost, right? So over time, rematriation, it's healing the community. It's returning the land to its original people and its original state where you can. And in many cases, we hear rematriation. We are a matriarchal society. Our women have led from the beginning.
I walked with Melissa. I walked the land that the town gave to the Herring Pond Tribe, and she told me a lot about her upbringing. And she talked a lot about how they knew the land, how they walked the land. I think it's time that the tribe owns some land, and I also think they have a type of knowledge about the land. They look after the land. They have a sense of if they pull an invasive species out of the landscape, they'll plant it with something else. I'm very excited that the land could be owned by somebody who is really using the land to live on, and they have a lot of skill sets and knowledge that we're close to losing. If the tribe can't bring it back, we won't have it. And an example of that are the different plants that can be beautiful dyes. One activity they might have would be dyeing yarn or dyeing cloth. Traditional ecological knowledge. And bringing that back into the vernacular of how we care for land is a really important effort and movement.
It starts with relationship building. I say this all the time. The bedrock principle of indigenous societies is to have good relations with our neighbors. It truly started with a relationship between myself as chair, an introduction to our friends at Tidmarsh through our watershed opportunities that we were on several committees together. We got to know one another. We built trust and a friendship over time. And the Shulman family, had approached us actually with their idea for succession planning to have the tribe possibly be those ones that steward that land. It meant a lot that we were being approached with that and we didn't have to ask. This is a very much deeper conversation, and it's a meaningful conversation to strengthen the relationship and for us to own that, beautiful land in perpetuity.
In law school, all lawyers learn that in property law, that property rights are like a bundle of sticks. And fee simple ownership is the biggest bundle of sticks you can have, whereas just having the right to use it, you only have a couple of sticks. Having all the sticks makes it more like we are home and not like we're a visitor. We lose artifacts, we lose monuments, we lose ability to just access the land and teach the next generation about things that our parents and grandparents taught us. The land is kind of the voice that weaves together all the generations. This gives us that resource to give us a voice.
The snakes that we used to have here, the black racing snakes, the big 6-footers. I remember when I was a child, they were all down by my grandfather's house. We used to catch them, and now there's none. It's like you see what was and what should be, and for whatever reason, it isn't anymore. We used to have the big snapping turtles that lived under the bridge. They're all gone. It's kind of sad when you look at when I was a child, the Herring River was so full of herring. We used to go down there at night, and you could reach off the little bridge my grandfather had and grab them out of the water. My son will never know what I knew, and his son will probably never know what he knew. It's just getting less and less. If it continues like that, there will be none. We can look at what has been done and clearly see the mistakes that have been made as far as preserving the land, the fauna, the species. We have so many people coming on board, non-native people, that come and say, what can we do to help preserve and protect the land that we have? We don't want it all destroyed or all, interfered with. And it's great to have concerned citizens who want to work in the system to help educate people.
Traditional ecological knowledge to me is the ability to learn from your elders how things work, but also to be able to sit back and watch it and understand the way that system works and to be part of it instead of trying to control it. The name for my tribe is Sequanamaquapucket, and what that means is a spring fish. They come up the river and they go into Herring Pond and they spawn every year. And we would harvest them, but we would do it in a responsible way so that we're not diminishing the population. But we knew when they were coming that process was starting, and we knew that meant that it's spring, the fish are here, they're going to spawn. That's our new year. It's a celebration of the rejuvenation of life, and that cycle goes on every year. So it's something that you watch and you understand and you become part of.
I think for us to be able to take the young people out to Tidmarsh and to walk the land as I did, and for them to be able to see all of the wonderful plants and medicinal things that are there, we want to have it continue to look like that.
The land is something that It has to be preserved, protected, and when we fail to do that, we lose so much.
Tidmarsh is an extraordinary representation of a rewilding of a former cranberry bog. After the restoration, almost immediately we saw native plants returning, as well as reptiles and insects and all kinds of species that probably hadn't been here for over a century. What's exciting about Tidmarsh is that we call it a landscape of hope. We've been able to partner with so many different organizations, and the opportunity to partner with the Herring Pond Wampanoag Tribe is just another chapter in our ability to learn and leverage their traditional ecological knowledge to really share the beauty of this landscape with more and more people to create a love for nature.
These are how projects happen nowadays. No one group can do these projects alone. We all have to work together. It's a question of funding, expertise, patience, and the ability to work together, I think, is really what makes the success reverberate more than just the restoration of the landscape. It's the restoration of the partnership that's been lost over many years, particularly between the tribe and the non-tribal people who have taken over the landscape. I like to say that in land conservation, what first seems impossible becomes inevitable. And I think that this is what Tidmarsh shows us, that to take a degraded landscape, a monocultural cranberry bog, an old sand pit, and restore those back to a healthy native landscape is just a remarkable accomplishment. And because of that accomplishment, we've been able to work with the state, local nonprofits, tribal members, and do other projects like this.
For the future, it allows us to grow and provide services that our community needs and have a foothold other than just our meeting house. You gotta know when to be a good teacher. You gotta know when to be a good student. You gotta let people know, like, hey, let me show you this and tell you this. And there's times to sit back and be quiet and let them step through whatever they have to step to learn whatever they need, because you don't want to interrupt someone's teaching either. We actually take the time to try to make the best decision, not just for us in the room or in the council or in the community or the nation. We kind of look to make a decision based on the ones to come after us. And that way, if we have a misstep, we know it's going to impact the people coming after us. You got to find out what's the good for the community, and also teaching everyone of making those good decisions to soften the blow for the next people after us, or to improve it. Well, give them the best guidance that you can at that time.
People have to open their eyes and be really, really purposeful in learning about the tribal communities that are in your region first, and understanding of that connection that our people had to the land. I think it's just important for people to understand that Indigenous people, we very much do want to preserve the land. My goal and my hope is that my grandchild and all of these young people have something really, really strong foundation to fall back on, because we fell to the wayside a little bit over time because so much was lost. So my goal is to rebuild those things so that when I'm gone, the young people have something.
My great-grandfather was the last person to row out of the Sandwich Marina for lobstering, and having him passing down his knowledge to my grandfather and then to my mom and then to me, it's very important, because now I know how to do it and I can carry it on and hopefully pass that knowledge on to other people and generations later on. Just learning to respect the land around you, from planting the smallest seed to living with other animals and being with other things and just caring for everything around you rather than just what's in front of you.
I'll never sit under that tree. Like the old saying goes, you can plant the seeds today, fully well knowing you'll never sit under the shade of that tree, but that doesn't make it's not an important effort.